you don't get the show. And this one is kind of interesting because it brings up Pokemon Go, where it's funny because that used to be like the big craze, and now it's almost like this little cult thing where now it's like, oh, you really still play that shit? And it's like, yeah, I go out with like 6-7 other people in the middle of the night, and we're like walking around in the worst areas looking for like hidden Pokemon. But in this case, we actually had a good story where a woman with dementia was found by someone that was playing Pokemon Go, and this was out. Yeah,
it was a guy that was found by a woman. Yeah.
83 years old, had dementia, and was reunited with family on Friday. And it was because of a Pokemon Go player that found him in a park in Ohio.
Damn.
I mean, I don't know how rare that is. I don't know. Like, if you're walking around and you're like, hey, look, a dementia old man. It's like, what level Pokemon is that?
Imagine that. Oh, that'd be a hilarious thing. Dementia Man. Oh my God, I haven't seen one of these.
They should make that where it's like you find certain people, it's like you can add them to the Pokemon.
Oh Lord.
Do you know anyone that still plays Pokemon Go?
I mean, I don't think I know a few people that still do. But the thing that's like hilarious that I sat there and I heard was apparently Niantic wants to do their Pokemon Go festival again. And it's like, I don't know about that, bro. Because we all know what happened the last time. They fucking killed the Wi-Fi in the park and people were bitching about it.
You're just walking around.
Oh, Lordy. So here's the thing that gets me about that is, it reminds me so much of whenever you have places like, Blizzard or all these people when they launch just like huge ass games that are online only. And it's like, how the fuck, like, do you not prepare for something like this? Like, even though you do those stress tests, they need to figure out how to, like, when they decide, like, we're going to do this stress test, see how many people are logging in and then figure out something like attempt, like, not even a full-on DDoS attack, just like a couple of things just to simulate like a fuck ton of people coming on. Like that's going to be the $1 million business right there, is just fucking have a damn computer area that are like, you just pay us, we'll log in with as many people as you want, like we'll simulate it.
It's like an auto swarm. It's like, we need a swarm here.
Yeah, just to see like how much they can push, because like, dude, when you sit there and look at Diablo, look at Overwatch, look at like all these games that have come on, and they're like, we're ready, boom, freaking thing goes down day one. Like nobody's ever ready.
Fortnite had that where it's like you had queues of an hour waiting to get into that. And you're like,
Fortnite, fucking Sea of Thieves was like that. Sea of Thieves was hilarious because like you'd log in and you were like a bald pirate that looked plain and nothing would work. Like you had no weapons or anything. Like you'd get in and it was like, okay, I'd acknowledge you're here, but you're not really here.
I like a couple of games like City of Heroes or something where they'll have different instances of the same area. So what would happen is it would get so packed. Like if you went into like, let's say Atlas City, it'll say Atlas City is the main one, the Atlas 1. I think the most that I saw before this was maybe Atlas 2 or something. And I remember they had like some day where you could create characters. It was like Super XP Day. It was like Atlas 12.
Yeah.
It's like, and each of these could hold a ton of people. So it wasn't like only 200-300 people.
Yeah, that was an Atlas Park that was right in front of the fucking the government center, because that was where the main hub in Atlas Park was. And I remember like you'd log in and you'd see like a fucking bajillion people just standing out, a bunch of heroes just standing out. And it was like, not for nothing, but if this shit were real and we had this many superheroes in a city, I don't think crime would be a problem.
Yeah, right? I mean, unless that's all they did is stand around the little globe and just showed off their costume while there's a robbery going on down the street. Because if you think about it, that's really what it was. I mean, obviously the stuff respawns, but it's like you have like 17 gang members robbing one person down the street while everyone's like, hey, look at my new costume and dancing.
That was, man, let me tell you, now I'm sad because I really like that game. And that game was so much fun to play. And I'll never forget the people that would get in fucking trouble for creating the like Marvel superheroes. So like you'd make it I had a fucking huge tank who was green with purple shorts. and I had to call him Bulk because I knew I couldn't do Hulk because they banned my account. I had him, and I had a claw scrapper that I called him the Badger.
The Badger.
Uh,
Oh my god! Yeah, I definitely love that game.
God, I miss that game. I remember when I remember the freaking peak of that game was when they had you could create your own missions.
Yeah.
And that was when it like turned into you're not max level yet? Come on, we'll grind you up to max level. And you just did those missions where it was just like clusters of fucking bad guys that would respawn. So you just ran around all the city blocks up and down. And it was just like at every crossroad, there was a group of like 20, 30 guys. And then you ran to the next crossroad, there was a group of 20, 30 guys. And you
I
just
need to find out if there's like a private server somewhere just to see.
There
isn't.
Sure, yeah,
there isn't.
Yeah, no, there isn't. There. I know there have been people that have been trying to I'm trying to think if it was like on Kickstarter or something, that they're trying to raise enough money to be able to like buy the assets type of a thing or the licensing that they can create a private server for it. But it's like, damn, dude, that game was, I remember playing that. Like my favorite character I had was a darkness defender. So it was darkness and healing. So, dude, I used to like just power heal like crazy because I had a ton of crap into my healing. And then I would use the darkness stuff just to like AoE control. So we'd get into a fight. I'd fucking blast him where it would do the little like circle with the tentacles that would grab him. Yeah. And I could stand in the middle of my group and do my AoE heal. And I could keep the tank pretty much alive just with how much buffing I was getting to my AoE heal. And then I had that one like castable single here that I could have the tank almost dead and fucking fully heal him. Like I had so much bonuses to that.
I'd love to see that game as a private server, but then also make it where you could use any power. If they did that, I'd still play it just to see. You know, you could pick whatever. I mean, that was originally what they were going to do. They were going to let you pick any power. Like if you wanted to be just a travel power hero, you could.
Oh yeah.
You could be able to just fly, super jump, super speed, teleport. But they were worried that people would gimp themselves. But I was like, okay, in the end, people were recreating new characters every 5 minutes anyway. So who cares if you gimp yourself?
I remember that. And then I remember when they came out with City of Villains, and then they made that like mini expansion that you could take your villain and then convert them into a hero.
Yeah.
Because they like all the different powers that the villains had were cool as hell too. God, I miss that game. Fuck.
Hey guys, listen. You like the games? You like the interviews? You like the shows? How about you click on that subscribe button and also give us a like? We really need your help here, huh?